Welcome to Podcast Learn and Fun. Let's start today's journey of learning. We're diving into the world of biomarkers.
Oh, biomarkers.
Those fascinating indicators our bodies use to communicate what's happening at the cellular level.
Yeah, right.
Like if you're fighting off an illness or how your body is responding to medication.
Oh, yeah, they're like tiny messengers revealing a bigger picture of what's happening in our bodies. These measurable indicators can tell us about disease processes, biological functions, and even how well our bodies respond to treatments.
It's incredible to think that these biomarkers can be found practically anywhere. Blood, urine, tissue samples.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like our bodies are speaking a secret language and we're just beginning to understand it.
Yeah, and this understanding is revolutionizing healthcare as we know it. Early diagnoses are becoming more commonplace.
Wow.
Treatments are more tailored to individuals, and we're even on the brink of personalized medicine.
Oh, wow.
Where treatments are designed based on your unique biomarker profile. It's a whole new frontier.
So how do these biomarkers actually work? It sounds pretty complex.
Well, there are different types of biomarkers,
Okay.
each with its own specialty. Think of them like a team of detectives, each member bringing a unique skill set to the investigation.
Uh-huh.
You've got your diagnostic biomarkers, which are like the first responders.
Okay.
They're the ones that signal the presence of a disease, like a smoke alarm going off.
Okay, that makes sense. So a classic example would be a test like the PSA for prostate cancer.
Exactly. Or the troponin levels that indicate a heart attack. These diagnostic biomarkers are crucial for catching diseases early when treatment is most effective.
So if those are the first responders, who else is on this detective team?
We also have prognostic biomarkers.
Okay.
These are like the detectives who analyze the clues and try to predict how the case will unfold. They can offer insights into the likely course of a disease.
Okay.
Will it worsen, stabilize, or improve? Having this knowledge is essential for long-term disease management.
So it's almost like a health forecast, giving you an idea of what to expect down the road.
Precisely. And then there are the stars of the show.
Okay.
The predictive biomarkers. They're the ones who crack the case wide open. Predictive biomarkers can help us understand how someone might respond to specific treatments. This is the heart of personalized medicine, knowing in advance which therapy is most likely to be effective for a particular individual.
That's pretty mind-blowing. Imagine a future where treatments are so precise, we can minimize side effects and maximize effectiveness.
Exactly. And a great example of this is the HER2 protein in breast cancer.
Okay.
It helps doctors determine if a patient will benefit from certain targeted therapies. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of treatment.
Okay, so we've got different types of biomarkers, each with its own special talent. But how do we even find these biomarkers? Where do we even begin to look?
Well, think of it this way. Detectives use different tools to solve a case, right? We use different approaches to find biomarkers, and we call these biomarker categories.
Wow.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job.
All right, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me. What are these different categories, and how do they help us uncover these hidden clues?
Let's start with the molecular biomarkers.
Okay.
They're like looking at our health under a microscope. These biomarkers focus on the tiniest details, DNA, RNA, proteins, the building blocks of our cells. Molecular biomarkers can reveal everything from tiny genetic mutations to changes in the way our bodies process energy.
It's like getting a glimpse into the blueprint of our health at the most fundamental level.
Exactly. Then we have immunological biomarkers. They focus on the body's defense system, the immune response. These biomarkers can reveal if there's inflammation, if the immune system is activated or suppressed. This information is crucial for understanding and managing conditions like autoimmune diseases or infections.
It's like checking the security system of the body, making sure everything is running smoothly.
That's a great way to put it. Now let's move on to imaging biomarkers.
Okay.
These are like having X-ray vision for health. Think MRI, CT scans, PTT scans, ultrasounds.
They all fall into this category. Imaging biomarkers allow us to see inside the body and spot clues visually.
It's amazing that we can get such detailed images of what's happening inside the body without invasive procedures.
It really is remarkable.
Yeah.
And finally, we have the most straightforward category, phenotypic biomarkers.
All right.
These are based on observable physical traits, things we can see or measure directly. For example, skin changes in psoriasis, lung function in COPD, or even motor symptoms in Parkinson's disease. It's about connecting what we observe on the outside with what's going on internally.
So it's like putting all the pieces of the puzzle together to get a complete picture of someone's health.
Precisely. By looking at these different categories, we can gain a comprehensive understanding of an individual's health status.
This is all fascinating, but I'm curious about the discovery process. How do scientists even find these biomarkers in the first place? It seems like a challenging journey full of unknowns.
It is a journey, and one that relies heavily on cutting-edge technology.
One of the most powerful tools in our arsenal is genomics.
Genomics.
Which allows us to read the instruction manual of our cells, so to speak.
Right.
DNA sequencing helps us pinpoint genetic mutations that might be driving diseases like cancer.
So we're talking about pinpointing the exact genetic glitches that could be causing problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We also have proteomics.
Yeah.
The study of proteins, the workhorses of our cells. By analyzing proteins, we can gain insights into what's happening in the body and identify potential biomarkers for a range of conditions.
It's like observing the cellular machinery in action.
Yes, and then there's metabolomics.
Okay.
This field is all about understanding the chemical reactions constantly taking place in our bodies.
Right.
By analyzing these reactions, we can detect changes that might signal diseases like diabetes or cancer.
So we're analyzing the body's energy production and waste disposal systems. It's amazing how interconnected everything is.
Absolutely, and we can't forget about transcriptomics.
Transcriptome.
This field focuses on RNA, the messenger molecule that carries instructions from DNA to the protein-making machinery in our cells. By analyzing RNA, we can see which genes are being turned on or off, providing valuable insights into disease processes.
It's like eavesdropping on the conversations happening within our cells. So once scientists have identified a potential biomarker using these advanced technologies, what happens next?
The next step is rigorous testing to make sure the biomarker is reliable and accurate.
Okay.
This involves preclinical validation, where the biomarker is put through its paces in a controlled lab setting.
So it's like a dress rehearsal before the biomarker goes on the big stage.
Exactly. Scientists use cell cultures and animal models to see if the biomarker behaves as expected. This helps weed out any biomarkers that might not be reliable or accurate.
Makes sense. We wouldn't want to send an unreliable detective out into the field. So what happens after this preclinical validation? Is it showtime?
Almost. The next step is clinical validation,
Okay.
which is where the biomarker is tested in human trials. This is the real test to see if the biomarker can accurately diagnose or predict outcomes in people.
So we're talking about multiple phases of testing, moving from smaller groups to larger, more diverse populations to ensure the biomarker is reliable across the board.
Precisely. And if a biomarker passes all these tests with flying colors, it faces one final hurdle: regulatory approval.
Yes, the paperwork.
It's a crucial step to ensure that the biomarker is safe, effective, and meets the highest standards before it can be used in clinical practice.
Right.
This is especially important for companion diagnostics, which are biomarker tests paired with specific treatments.
Right. We talked about those earlier. It's about getting the right treatment tailored to your specific needs.
Yeah.
So once a biomarker clears all these hurdles, it's finally ready for prime time.
Exactly. It's time to see it in action in real-world applications.
This is where we see how these biomarkers are transforming lives.
Absolutely. The applications are vast and continue to grow. In cancer care, biomarkers are revolutionizing everything from early detection to personalized treatment selection.
So we're not just talking about finding cancer early, but also ensuring patients receive the most effective treatment based on their unique tumor characteristics. It's incredibly powerful.
And in cardiovascular diseases, biomarkers are proving invaluable for diagnosing heart failure, detecting heart attacks, and even assessing the severity of conditions, leading to more timely and effective interventions.
It's remarkable how these biomarkers are giving doctors a much clearer picture of what's happening with the patient's heart, allowing them to make more informed decisions.
And in neurological diseases, where early diagnosis is absolutely crucial,
Right.
biomarkers are leading the way for earlier interventions in devastating conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease.
So we're talking about the potential to slow down the progression of these debilitating diseases, which could have an enormous impact on people's lives.
Exactly. In infectious diseases, biomarkers help identify pathogens, guide treatment choices, and monitor treatment effectiveness, playing a vital role in managing these often complex and challenging conditions.
It's like having a secret weapon in the fight against infectious diseases.
And in autoimmune diseases, where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks itself,
Right.
biomarkers are crucial for diagnosing and monitoring these conditions, enabling doctors to tailor treatment strategies and improve patient outcomes. It's a remarkable field of study with vast implications for healthcare.
It's truly amazing to see how these tiny biomarkers are making such a significant difference across so many areas of medicine. But it can't all be smooth sailing. Are there challenges or roadblocks when it comes to using biomarkers?
There are always challenges in science, and the field of biomarkers is no exception.
Sure.
One of the biggest challenges we face is biological variability.
Okay.
Everyone is unique, and biomarkers can be influenced by a myriad of factors like genetics, lifestyle, and environment.
Right.
This variability can sometimes make it difficult to establish clear-cut thresholds for what's considered normal or abnormal.
So what might be normal for one person could be completely different for someone else.
Exactly, and that can make interpreting biomarker results more complex.
It sounds like a one-size-fits-all approach simply won't work in this field.
You're absolutely right. We need to take individual variability into account when using biomarkers.
What other challenges are researchers grappling with?
Another significant challenge is the lack of standardization in biomarker testing. Because testing methods can vary between labs, we can sometimes see inconsistencies in results, which can obviously create confusion and complicate diagnosis and treatment decisions.
So it's like everyone's playing by a slightly different set of rules, which could lead to misinterpretations and missed opportunities.
That's why standardization is so important in this field. We need to ensure that biomarker tests are performed consistently and reliably no matter where they're done.
It's like making sure everyone is speaking the same language, so to speak, to ensure clarity and accuracy. Are there any other hurdles researchers are working to overcome?
Another challenge is determining clinical utility. Not all biomarkers are created equal. Some are much more useful than others when it comes to guiding treatment decisions or improving patient outcomes.
Right.
Just because a biomarker can detect a disease doesn't necessarily mean it can provide clinically actionable information.
So it's not just about having a clue, but knowing what to do with that clue.
Precisely. And finally, there's the issue of cost and accessibility.
Right.
Biomarker testing can be expensive, and not all healthcare systems have the resources to implement these tests widely.
Yeah.
This can create disparities in healthcare, with some patients benefiting from these advancements while others are left behind.
It's a challenge that needs to be addressed. If we want these incredible advancements in healthcare to benefit everyone, regardless of their socioeconomic status or location. What an incredibly insightful discussion. It really highlights the importance of ongoing research and development to address these issues and make these powerful tools more widely available. This has been an eye-opening conversation. Is there anything else you think our listeners should know about biomarkers or how this field might impact their own health?
The field of biomarkers is rapidly evolving, and new discoveries are being made all the time.
Right.
It's an exciting time for healthcare.
Yeah.
My advice to anyone who wants to learn more is to stay curious,
Okay.
stay informed, and engage in open and honest conversations with their healthcare providers.
What do you mean by stay curious?
I mean, keep up with the latest research and advancements,
Okay.
read articles, listen to podcasts like this one,
Right.
and stay engaged with the latest developments in healthcare. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your health.
And what about staying informed?
Well, it's important to educate yourself about the different types of biomarkers, their potential applications, and their limitations.
Okay.
Not all biomarkers are created equal.
Right.
Some are more reliable and clinically useful than others. Understanding these nuances can help you make more informed decisions about your health.
And finally, what's the importance of having open conversations with healthcare providers?
Your doctor is your best resource for personalized advice. If you're
Yeah.
curious about biomarker testing or how it might be relevant to your health, don't hesitate to ask questions.
Right.
Your doctor can help you understand the potential risks and benefits of testing and guide you towards the most appropriate options for your individual needs.
So it's about having a collaborative relationship with your healthcare provider, working together to make the best decisions for your health.
Exactly. Open communication and shared decision-making are essential for navigating the complex world of healthcare,
Yeah.
especially as new technologies like biomarkers emerge.
It's been a fascinating journey into the world of biomarkers. These tiny messengers are transforming healthcare in remarkable ways,
Yeah.
offering hope for earlier diagnoses, more personalized treatments, and ultimately healthier lives.
I completely agree. It's an incredible time to be involved in this field, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Thank you for listening to Podcast Learn and Fun. If you like our videos, please subscribe, click the like button, comment, and share. See you next time.